Monday.
Good morning.
Glad to be here. Glad you were here. Yeah, on this Epiphany. Yesterday was Epiphany.
Actually, the 6th was Epiphany. We celebrated it yesterday at church.
Oh, man, I was off. I learned, I guess, a little bit about Epiphany. And this is the big takeaway, because it wasn't an incident, but there was a bit of a misunderstanding, a mix-up, if you will. And so what I learned was Epiphany is all about seeing the light. And so you can undecorate your tree and just leave it up with the lights on. And it's a good symbol of the light of the world that has come into the light of the world that has come in and amongst us through this season of Christmas and the birth of Jesus.
An undecorated tree, a lit but undecorated
tree
has always been a little bit offensive to you.
A little bit offensive because, yeah, it represents...
I think to you it represents laziness.
I don't want to provoke any negative commentary.
Yeah, it's fine. It can be what it is to you. I'm the one that does it.
So our tree is
still up,
still decorated though.
Mm-hmm.
And
still decorated.
So we're not really enjoying the Epiphany tree.
That's okay. We had minimal.
Our tree was
minimalistic decorations this year.
We bought miniature decorations
and we have a pencil tree, and we also have other twinkle lights around the house. So.
Twinkle lights, yeah. So it's very Epiphany-ish in here. Epiphany.
That's a piece of that's a part of Epiphany, but.
So then what does Epiphany mean? Is it like, so Epiphany is where the Magi, the wise men, went to Jesus with gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The gifts. Correct?
Yes.
And then what does Epiphany mean? Is there a definition of Epiphany? I didn't get that.
Of course there is.
What is it?
I don't know why we're talking about this again.
Well, we could be... Again, obviously, I didn't...
I think it's like a... I knew it, but it's definition
of Epiphany.
It's actually the manifestation of Christ to the Gentiles as represented by the Magi. It's a festival commemorating the Epiphany on January 6th, and it's a manifestation of a divine or supernatural being. A moment of sudden revelation or insight. That's how people would traditionally use that word. Like, oh, I had an epiphany.
So the lights are on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had an Epiphany dinner with our friends on Friday, right?
Feast.
We said a feast, if you will.
Because we're picking all sorts of reasons to celebrate things.
Yeah.
Whatever we can get a hold of.
The lights are on. I've had an epiphany. Yeah. Very good. All right. So that's Epiphany. Thank you.
Do you know why? Because celebrating is fun.
Okay. That's why. And we had steak and shrimp, and that's fun. Yeah, we did. All right, January 9th, thank you for joining us. We're getting into our meditation thought for today. When we were drinking or in drinking style relationships, most of us had no real faith in anything. We may have said, except ourselves, we may have said that we believe in God, but we didn't act as though we did. We never honestly asked God to help us, and we never really accepted his help. To us, faith looked like helplessness. But when we came into the program and the fellowship, we began to have faith in God, and we found out that faith gave us the strength we needed to overcome our drinking. Question: have I learned that there is strength in faith? Question mark. Meditation for today. I will have faith no matter what may befall me. I will be patient even in the midst of my troubles. I will not fear the strain of life because I believe that God knows just what I can bear. I will look to the future with confidence. I will know that God will not ask me to bear anything that could overcome me or destroy me. Yeah. Those are good statements on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
What do you got?
You never do that. You don't. I know why you don't do it, because I don't usually have something straight out of the gate. But I can see how a little trickle of faith can grow into something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tough to act on a trickle. I think that the saying that we started saying at the very beginning of like, I really suck at running my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I need outside help. And the most trusted place, or maybe I don't fully trust yet, but like the place that makes the most sense to get help is from God. Because like, if God's real, God will help me.
Mm-hmm.
If God's not real, then it doesn't matter.
And I've been thinking back on our earlier relationships, that you as the Al-Anon would have faith in yourself. You had a lot of faith in yourself because you were very independent, which addiction creates the partner of independence, of being strong, of getting it done, of counting on yourself. You're very reliant, and you have faith in yourself that you will pay all the bills, get everything done, cook, clean, get the kids to school, raise them, all of the things. And you were very faithful to yourself. Like, you trusted yourself. You couldn't trust anybody else. Mm-hmm. And so I knew that I was not faithful. Like, I was a flop. The things that came out of my mouth were all a lie.
We all knew,
like,
you weren't
I
faithful.
only told the truth, and barely, when my mouth was closed. And it wasn't like I meant to. Like, it wasn't like my value wasn't, I'm a lying dirtbag scum. Like, that wasn't my value. And so getting into recovery and then entering into the spiritual life, because I believe that recovery is recovering a relationship with God that is restorative on the inside. And now in my spiritual life, I am faithful. And if I'm faithful with a relationship with God, which I think trust is the action, like I'm trusting God because I have faith in him. And so that's kind of like the action of faith. And if I'm faithful in my relationship with God, I can be faithful in my relationship with you and with the world around me. And so the glimmer of faith comes in the epiphany that I can have light out of my darkness. And only God can be the light. Because I think many of us have gone to the therapist and the psychiatrist, the psychoanalyst and the rehabs and all of this, and it's all more or less man-made structures. And at the end of the day, I think there's some valuable tools in all of this, but at the end of the day, am I really beyond human aid? And have I lost faith and trust in myself and the power around me? And then I put my faith in God, because I am a hopeless train wreck. And so I think the epiphany is that I continue to grow in God's light and life, and the spiritual life is one of growth and of experiences.
And then we get to a place where it's like, I'm not a hopeless train wreck anymore, but this relationship that I have with God is of such great value to me that I love living life this way. I don't need to run the show. Mm-hmm. I don't need to be in charge. It doesn't go well when I start to run the show again. And so it actually doesn't make me feel weak. It actually makes me feel very strong to live my life that way.
Because being at peace and having joy, no matter what the weather is outside, it gives you great strength. That's very strong. That's real strength. Because I remember people, like, when we share our story and stuff, and people are like, "You're so strong," and I'm like, I think she was so sick. But weren't we both? And you just came out as strong, where now you have strength in God.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
And you just anywayed.
You're a little, yeah.
You can share.
I think that we can be strong. Like, we can press in and use all of our resources and like power through. Like, a lot of people live that way, but it'll have a detrimental effect eventually. Like, our bodies break down, we can't maintain it for like a really long period of time. And so it's not like it isn't real. it is real. It just isn't healthy for like a really long period of time. You know, people start to have chronic headaches or back pain or anxiety and depression, and like that's where, you know, we can power through.
Well, you're living on the strength of
But
self.
we're living on this, when we are living on the strength of self, it tends to run out.
So when
and
people
we
say
see-
that you were very strong, yes,
no,
you were all yourself very strong.
that is what you could see and hear, but what you couldn't see and hear is the train wreck behind me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right, prayer for the day. I pray that I may put this day in the hands of God. I pray for faith so that nothing will upset me or weaken my determination to stay sober and to continue being spiritually fit. Amen. Thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. Keep the peace, be of good behavior, and all that fun stuff. May the lights be turned on for you. LifeLab, join our LifeLab. We got new ones coming up in February. Reach out for more information. It's all online as well, and we will see you later.